welcome to Lunch with Lake Ridge, where we serve up bite-sized pieces of community information that you can digest at your convenience. My name is Gio Harris. I am the current Assistant Director of Covenants for Lake Ridge Parks and Recreation Association, located here in eastern Prince William County. And today I'll be your host for this segment. Joining us today, we have Steve Liga, who is the interim CEO for Habitat for Humanity Prince William County. Mr. Liga, if you don't mind, could you just start us off with telling us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background with Habitat for Humanity?
Sure. So over the last 30 or so years, all I've ever done is nonprofit work. So whether it's working with substance use disorders, mental health, hunger, homelessness, domestic violence, basically if somebody's in crisis, I'm probably going to be drawn to that organization in one way or another. It's what I've always done. It's what I love to do. And Habitat is just a really good fit in that arena for sure.
Okay, well, that's quite an array of, past experiences that have brought you to this current moment. Anything in particular that interested you in coming to Habitat for Humanity? Is that something that they all kind of bring all your past experiences into this current experience and allow you to, expand upon that and help, or what brought you to Habitat currently?
So what I've been doing recently is a lot of consulting for nonprofits, and Habitat reached out and said, hey, we could use some help during our transition. And the more we started talking, said, maybe you want to bring me on staff for a little while. And because I've had a long history with Habitat. In fact, I met my wife when we founded a Habitat for Humanity chapter when we were in college. So one of the very first organizations I ever worked with was Habitat. So when we had that initial conversation, I was like, you need some help? I'm in. I love the organization. I love what we do. So it was a very natural fit.
Awesome. Wow, that is quite a long way to come from that starting point till now, and I'm glad it's worked out for you in all those aspects of life and helped you expand in your own life. It appears. Pointing out, like you said, some of those services and programs. Is there anything you'd like to highlight about what Habitat for Humanity (PWC) offers for the Prince William County area?
Sure. There's three main services that we provide locally. The one that I think most people think about when they think about Habitat for Humanity is home ownership. And we do have a home ownership program where we would purchase homes that have been on foreclosure or some situation like that. So we were able to purchase them at a very reduced rate. And then we use volunteer labor to rehab the homes. And then we're able to sell those homes to families in the area who are making below 60% of the area median income. And it's not a program where we're working with families who are homeless. These are working families because when they buy the house, they have a mortgage. The mortgage is set so that it's 30% of their income, which is what is defined as affordable for housing, 30% of your income, although a lot of us pay more than that. That's what it's set for. And they essentially have two mortgages. The first is a 15-year mortgage. And if they pay for all 15 years, then the second 15 years of the mortgage is forgiven. So it's a path to home ownership for families that otherwise would probably never get that chance. So it's a very clear way to break the cycle of poverty. The second program is one that we actually do a whole lot more of, and that's critical home repairs. Obviously, in Prince William County, housing is very expensive, so we don't buy a lot of houses, and we don't get to pass on those houses very often. We've got two that we're working on now. But we do critical home repairs all the time, and that's so that we can keep people who have homes in their homes. So these are folks who have been living in their house for a while, gotten behind on maintenance, a lot of times because they're elderly, and they need a new roof, or the bathroom's got leaks in it, or they need ramps, or just general maintenance that hasn't been maintained in quite a while, we can come in and fix the house up so that they can continue to live there safely and enjoy their home. And then the last service that we provide is the most visible service, and that's our Habitat Restore in Manassas. If you haven't been there, it's in the location of an old supermarket. It is huge, and we are open 6 days a week, and people can come in and shop there, and all the proceeds benefit the organization so that we can do the work that we do.
No, I was not aware of the aspects of the contributions and their impacts from the sales of the restores, as well as the critical home infrastructure here. Is there a way that you would like to highlight for any potential homeowner that may find themselves in need for that like critical care? Is there a preferred way or a number of ways to reach out to Habitat to get in touch with you all if they do need that assistance?
The best way is through our website. Know that when we have a home that's available, we will put it out there so that people know. As far as the critical home repairs, reach out to us and we can start that process. I will let you know that right now we've got about a 6-month backlog on projects. So if somebody signs up today, they won't have the project done for a while. So if you've got something that's needed right now, we probably can't help you. But we're in the process of prioritizing all of our projects. And my goal is to get that backlog down to about a month or two by the spring.
Okay, well, we wish you luck on that. And again, we'll still, if anyone needs assistance, we can still point them in that way because,
Oh, please do.
People might have the time to wait depending on the need. Following into that, is there any opportunities for individuals who may watch this to volunteer in any impactful manner to assist Habitat for Humanity on any of the fronts you've just presented as avenues for assisting others, or even the restore stores? That might be a more employment opportunity, but I didn't know if there was any volunteer or employment opportunities that would
Sure.
assist you all.
Oh, I'm glad that you asked because we have 12 staff and 10 of them work in the store.
Okay.
So when it comes to actually doing the home repairs, that is pretty much all volunteer work. So that can be somebody who is skilled. If you're a contractor, that's number one, please come. But it could be somebody like me who always did repairs on their own home. I grew up with my dad, and it was a matter of if something needed to be done, we fixed it. We didn't have the funds to call somebody out and do it for us. We had to learn how to do it. So I learned a lot. And there's a lot of people in our community who know how to fix things, who know how to paint, who know how to use a hammer and nail, who know how to do some basic plumbing or electrical work. We would love to have you. And if you're a non-skilled worker, we could put you to use. We can team you up with somebody who is skilled, and we can also use your help in the office, because again, it's just 2 of us in the office, and the restore always has volunteers. So we work with about 100 volunteers every month, and we could use more.
Well, that's great. And hopefully, again, we could point people in your direction. We have a large scale community here who, through my 4 months now as the new director, I've seen nothing but a sense of initiative and community care with the owners and residents within LRPRA, who would probably like to donate some of their time, as well as any other individual who sees this. And speaking about that, are there any particular forms or kinds of donations aside from volunteering that Habitat for Humanity, PWC, accepts at this time?
Sure, a couple of things. One, I'll let you know that this is our 30th anniversary year. So this coming week, we are kicking off a 30th anniversary campaign. And my goal is to raise $100,000 in the next 6 months.
Okay.
I can say that we're off to a great start. We have an anonymous donor that has already said that they would match the first $30,000 that's donated. So if you want to make a donation, your donation is doubled if you do it right now. So that would be fantastic. And really, it's those funds that we use to purchase the materials to go out and do the work that we do. So obviously cash is wonderful, but the restore the entire inventory is donated. And the types of things that we look for there are furniture, tools, cabinets, doors, windows. Uh, Typically, if somebody's moving or getting a renovation done on their house, if they don't like the cabinets or the countertops, but they're fine, we can come get them for you. And then we can use that in one of our projects, or we can sell it in the store to a family who needs them, but can't afford to go to Home Depot or Lowe's and pay full prices for that. So appliances, tools, home items, and furniture are the big things that we're looking for always. And things move very quickly. So we always need the donations.
Oh, great to know, great to know. Thank you for that. Quick side question, would any individuals looking to donate be able to do that through the website? I saw there was a donate, kind of a little information area on the homepage. Would that be again a good place to start with any initial donations people may have?
That would be the best place to start, but we would welcome you to come on down to the Restore. And you can make a donation there, and you can meet the staff, and you can look around and talk to folks to see the kind of work that we do, and meet folks in person. Um, the team that I work with are fabulous folks. And if you come down and you start chatting, I'll bet you might decide to stick around a little bit and be one of our volunteers too. So you may come down thinking, I'm going to make $100 donation, and you may end up doing a $100 donation and 100 hours of volunteer service too. So website's great, but come on down. We'd love to chat with you too.
Of course, in person goes a long way, especially when it comes, like they say, word of mouth is still one of the biggest ways to spread initiatives and impacts such as this around a large scale community,
Mhm.
county area of any kind. And with that, following into, is there any particular experience currently with Habitat for Humanity, Prince William County, or just in general with your time spent now in such an array of years with Habitat in general? Is there any experience that jumps to your mind that you find memorable or majorly impactful on what has evolved into your commitment to doing this kind of work for Habitat and just in general in your life?
Sure. I'll give you one that just happened on last week. So, like I said, we have two houses that we're working on. One is just about done, and a crew from Clark's Construction sent people out over 2 days to help finish the one project, and we've almost knocked it out. Part of the way that Habitat works is if you're going to get a house, you have to put in sweat equity. You have to work on your house and on other people's houses and projects. So the mother and her daughter, who will be moving into the house, were there, and I got to have lunch with them. And she was telling me her story about how 20 years ago, she and her husband came over from East Africa, and the relationship was not healthy. And he ended up leaving her 10 years ago with two kids. And the daughter was telling me that she's never lived in one place more than a year and a half. And so the fact that they're going to be moving into their own home is something they can't even believe. And they're so excited about. The daughter is in high school, and she's looking forward to going to college soon. And her little brother is looking forward to having his own room, in the house. And just hearing her talk about how she wants to get these plants and how she wants to do this. And am I allowed to put flowers out here on the deck? I'm like, it'll be your deck. You can put anything you want on your deck. So just having that conversation and just seeing the anticipation in her eyes and in her daughter's eyes, I was like, yeah, I'm in the right spot. this this is great work.
That is an awesome story, and I'm sure one of many that you have in your time doing this. And I thank you for sharing that. It kind of went into my next question, which I think, positive impacts on the community. That is definitely a highlight of one that
Yeah.
maybe goes unseen in the big picture of all of us hustle and bustling during our everyday life. Is there any additional other insights or thoughts that you have in addition to that story that you'd like to just put forward to any individual watching this
Sure.
interview right now?
Yeah. I call your attention to the fact that when people think of Northern Virginia, they think of affluence. You know, we're right up against Washington, D.C. Everything is so expensive. You know, the houses are large. Everybody's doing really well. They got these great government jobs. That's a portion of our community. But in Prince William County, we also have a huge portion of our children who are on free and reduced lunch. We do have a lot of people who are living paycheck to paycheck or not quite living paycheck to paycheck in our communities. And by looking at them, we won't know. You won't know that your neighbor is having trouble paying their rent or that they're worried that their car is going to be repossessed. People won't talk about that. But I guarantee you, you know somebody who's struggling. And that could be financially or struggling with mental health issues or abuse or who knows. So I would say find something that you believe in and find a place to volunteer. Habitat is a good fit for a lot of folks, but we actually have a rich community of nonprofits in Prince William County. And look around, find someone that's doing something that you like and would like to contribute to. If you don't know where to start, reach out to an organization like Volunteer Prince William. They work with all the nonprofits in the area and they can plug you in to a place that'll be meaningful for you. You saw my face light up when I was talking about my experience on Friday. You can have that same experience. You know, there's nothing that will make you feel better than doing something good for somebody else. There's no better feeling. So you may think you don't have a lot of time. It doesn't necessarily take a lot of time. Find a spot where you can plug in, and it'll be absolutely worth your while, and you'll help your neighbors too.
And that's great and very insightful. So I thank you, Mr. Liga, for the time today. That was all my questions. And we always try to end with a little thought or a quote. I'll take one personally from me, and I think it piggybacks right off of what you just said. Many times in life, we don't always stop and think about taking a moment to make a positive impact, no matter how small or big. For that person you come across, could be a stranger, could be a friend, could be your next door neighbor, could be a family member. And taking those moments, just like you said, whether big and small, whether they be with Habitat or just stopping to say hello and asking how someone's day is, you don't know how that little positive impact will ripple through and grow into a positive impact that largely impacts your community as a whole and will lead to having more opportunities and situations just like you've highlighted where you're just seeing that impact grow and build into the community that we all want to live in, which is, caring for each other, living in safe areas and homes and enjoying, each other's presence and the ability to live in, the areas and with the people we really truly love and care for. So with that, Mr. Liga, I thank you so much for making your time today and stepping away from Habitat for Humanity Prince William County to highlight its great contributions and yours. And so with that, I do hope you enjoy your day. And this has been Lunch with Lake Ridge.
Gio, I appreciate it. Thanks for being such a good host and having me on here today. It was a lot of fun. And I look forward to seeing people down at the store.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Yep. Have a great day. Bye-bye.